Hi everyone, I'm Sharvari, co-founder of Makeshift. In the last video we discussed that we are going to start a series for decoding new National Education Policy 2020 with a lens of innovation in education. Yesterday we discussed that we are going to focus on implementation aspects of the policy, also talk about scope of innovation in education, focusing on curriculum, teacher education, going local to global, transforming school and college education, technology integration and digital education. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about core values emerging out of policy, like what they are talking about, what the major skills are talking about. Then there is design thinking. We will examine that where does this policy stand on design thinking, and if this policy is following design thinking principles. Now, talking about the values and the core skills. So policy is in line with SDG 4, which is Sustainable Development Goal of United Nations. 4 is for quality education. Being aligned with it is about ensuring inclusive and equitable education, quality education, and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Now it recognizes that Indian education system at the moment is not robust enough, not very well equipped to scope up for SDG 4 or propose many solutions for SDG 4. That is why it says that we will have to build from scratch. Then the next thing it recognizes is about rapid changes in technology, in scientific advancements, and it also recognizes the multidisciplinary abilities, importance of multidisciplinary abilities in workforce. So let's say you are working in a company, any company, let's say Microsoft or Google or Facebook. So there, even if you are working on one particular skill, it is required that you know about other skills as well. Like you are a coder, but still it is important that you coordinate with the design team, or you coordinate with a management team or a product manager. So that is why the multidisciplinary nature of the work needs to be taken in account, which the policy does. So next thing we will talk about is the policy is saying that education should be more about learning how to learn, rather less about the content, which right now if you see our textbook, they are full of content, they are full of memorization of content. Even our exam patterns are like that. But if we can inculcate this learning how to learn, or the skill of learning or skill of thinking right from the beginning in education, it definitely helps an individual to grow as a thinker, as an innovator. Now, in innovation, we talk about the core skills as problem solving, critical thinking, learning how to learn. Then there is creative thinking, innovation mindset. Now, in the culture of innovation, big companies do agree, and the design experts do agree, that these are the most important qualities for innovation. These are the most important qualities in a way that you solve problems. Or propose something which is world changing. To apply design thinking also, you need certain qualities. They are critical thinking, creative thinking, research. Then the companies which practice culture of innovation. Now it is very important to notice that policy itself is talking about culture of innovation. To practice culture of innovation, you need to somewhere recognize that these skills are important. Also do something towards nurturing these skills. So if the Indian education system is going to nurture these thinking skills, problem solving skills, then the culture of innovation is automatically built. So in that ways, yes, this policy is in line with innovation. The next thing policy talks about is the cognitive capabilities. Now, it breaks cognitive capabilities in two parts. One is foundational skills, which is literacy and numeracy. Another is higher order thinking skills. Now, people say that why to categorize anything in higher order or lower order? But this is cognitive psychology, and psychology says that higher order thinking skills, higher order cognitive capacities are thinking, problem solving, social emotional skills, and most importantly, innovation can be categorized as a higher order skill. So the culture of innovation, then higher order thinking skills, grooming individual as a thinker or as a lifelong learner are the some key values emerging out of the policy. Then the next thing, which is little bit off from all this discourse, but it takes back towards Indian knowledge system, which is the traditional ancient Indian knowledge system, which is based on spiritual knowledge, Jnana, Pragya and Satya. So policy says that we have to, come out of this shell and go back to our roots and talk about gaining the spiritual knowledge. Even Gandhi spoke about spiritual knowledge, like Gandhi spoke about 4 types of education, which is one is working with hands, working with mind, then you nurture the buddhi, intellect, and you nurture the spiritual quotient. So policy is saying the spiritual quotient is also very important in nurturing an individual. It aims to have Indian education system as the great in the world of highest quality and equitable, which is accessible by all irrespective of their socio-economic background by 2020. Now the 2040, I'm so sorry about it. So 2040 is like a 20-year bracket. So in 20 years, I'm very sure that policy will not be implemented as it is, like as mentioned in the document, in next 2 to 5 years. But if you take 20 years ka window, then I think the substantial change can happen. Even if we take policy document as a vision document for like 30 years, it is possible to follow that path at least. Then you have a vision, like even if you don't reach to 100% of your goal, of your vision, then at least you can go up to 60-70%. Talking about the design thinking aspect of it, like if policy follows design thinking or not. Now design thinking is a human-centered process. You talk to people for practicing design thinking. It is very important to understand what is happening at the ground first. What problems are people facing? You interview them, you research about them, and then you formulate a solution. For design thinking, for user research, or for innovating with design thinking, the most important thing is the problem solving part. So problem solving comes with a problem. And here, while going through policy documents, I don't see a very critical problem emerging out of it. Like if you read introduction, if you read a couple of chapters of policy, it is filled with information, it is filled with vision, but where is the problem? So we need to understand, we will have to extract the problem if you want to, really implement this policy. So essentially it does not indicate any any particular problem to solve. Also, with all the critical opinions about the policy, yes, the policy is visionary document. So we cannot say that it is it is a designed document. Rather, it is a recommendation or vision document. So if you consider that policy document should be a designed document, like you apply principles of design thinking and then get a policy document out, then you as a policy maker think about those people. Rather, spend your time with people, spend your time in villages or in cities or in areas which are difficult territories. Understand what is happening there, interview those people, spend your life, you live like them for 2-3 days. After that, come back, reflect on your learnings, find what is the problem. Like from your research data, you have to understand that, okay, there's a problem emerging out of it, and the problem is user specific. Now, if I am living in urban area, I am coming from a financially very stable family, my problems can be very different. I will talk about innovation and stuff, but then if I am living in a rural area, if my background is very, very different than the urban background, I may not be talking so passionately about innovation. It is not that people in rural area are not talking about innovation or they are not inclined towards it. Rather, the innovation are then grounded in context. So, if you are innovating with the policy, your policy should be grounded so much in context that whether it is urban areas, whether it is rural areas, whether it is for marginalized communities, you find a specific problem for them and then propose a solution. So there the policy is lacking according to my analysis. Then there comes learning. So while practicing design thinking, you learn with previous designs. Now, a very small section in policy does mention about previous policies and what is there in current, there is no mention of what is happening in current education system. Rather, a very little mention about it, like a dropout rate or something. But what is causing that dropout rate? Or let's say, what is causing the curriculum not to be so great? There is not much in detail about those factors in policy. Now, from learning from the previous designs, like learning from the previous policy documents and the National Curriculum Framework of 2005. So, there were so many great things about National Curriculum Framework 2005. But they are repeated in this particular document as if they are proposing it in a new way, but it doesn't seem to really, coordinate things with 2005 draft. So so the learning part, I feel, is missing from the previous designs. Then the design thinking process is a bottom-up process. Like I said, you talk to people first, you understand what they are going through and then build the solution. But here in this particular document, somebody at top is taking the decisions and then trying to propagate them. Now that is called as top-down approach. So if you have to apply design thinking, then your approach, the very approach of creating document should change. So as I said, to summarize this particular video, as I said that it is based in global context. The policy wants to inculcate higher order thinking skills. innovation and the culture of innovation, critical thinking, how to learn, creative thinking, and all these new things, or the higher order things to be taken in account. At the same time, it talks about Indianness, it talks about ancient Indian values, the spiritual knowledge, and it takes 20 years ka 20 years ka timeline. From the design thinking perspective, if we want to design a policy document from designer's point of view, then first of all you need to conduct a research. You need to first understand what is the situation at the ground and then propose solution. Policy documents seem to be lacking on that part. It is also not taking much in account of current system, not taking much in account about the problems people are facing, and the previous drafts of policy and national curriculum framework. And it is of course the top-down approach which we can see in the policy document. In the next video, we will further talk about design thinking in education and innovation aspect of the policy. Thanks a lot.